Welcome to ESA's webinar. Good afternoon. Today's webinar is entitled Grow Your Business with ClareOne Smart Home Security. With home security and smart home control becoming more intertwined than ever, a professionally installed security platform that also gives your clients full control of their smart home could help you grow RMR and revolutionize the way you do business. Today, we're going to explore the ClareOne All-in-One panel, a professionally installed controller that unifies full-featured home automation and security monitoring in a single touchscreen panel. Our experts from Clare Controls and SnapAV are going to talk through how you can keep the security aspects professionally installed, but at the same time play nice with DIY control to reduce truck rolls. They're also going to discuss how to grow RMR with more flexible solutions, why the back end is as important as the panel, and how to meet your customers' need for a scalable system with an easy and clear upgrade path into more advanced home automation. I'm Jillian Bateman, ESA's Chief Development Officer, and I'll be facilitating our discussion today. Before we dive in, I do have some tips for those of you joining us on your very first ESA webinar. All callers will be muted for the duration of our session, but that does not mean we don't want to hear from you. If at any point you have a comment or question for our speakers today, go ahead and enter it in that Q&A icon at the bottom of your control panel. There's no need to save those questions until the end of today's session. If something pops up, go ahead and ask it, and I'll ensure we save some time with our experts today. We'll also be recording today's webinar, so you can watch the on-demand video at your leisure and share it with your colleagues. Just give us until the end of the day to get the video exported and hosted on the ESA website. There's no need to go searching for it. We'll send you an email with a link directly to the video. We at ESA realize your time is valuable, and we appreciate you spending some of that time with us today. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Jerry Bolda and Jana Shearer. Let's dive in.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jana Shearer. I am the Security Business Development Manager at SnapAV. And with me today is Jerry Bolda, the Sales Engineer at Clare Controls. Today, we will be introducing the ClareOne product and discussing how dealers can conquer smart home integration and security while setting your business apart. Before jumping right in, we would like to thank the team at ESA for the opportunity to share ClareOne with everyone. All right, let's get started.
Hey everyone, I'm Jerry Bolda. I've been kicking around Clare Controls for just about 9 years or so. For those that might not be familiar with us, I want to start with who is Clare Controls. We have a history in smart home and smart security. We've been developing smart home products for well over 10 years and have always integrated with various security panels. Sold exclusively through authorized dealers, we are proud to have all the purchasing done through our exclusive distributor, SnapAV. The ClareOne. What is the ClareOne? It's a unified smart security and smart home ecosystem that elevates lifestyles of homeowners.
So who is SnapAV? Well, for over 15 years, SnapAV and Control4 have developed smart and connected products and services for the professional installer. As an industry leader, SnapAV helps installers build their businesses by providing the industry's best products, easily accessible through an intuitive website and backed by award-winning service and support. We also offer local retail service with 24 branch locations throughout the country. Pros can pick up product, attend trainings, and more at their local stores. SnapAV consists of an extensive network of 18,000 plus professional customers. We offer a diversified portfolio of over 6,000 products, including networking, lighting, entertainment, power, surveillance, security, and infrastructure. We offer a world-class service and support organization. And SnapAV has a trusted online and local pro-only commerce platform. One of the most frequent questions we hear is, do you integrate with Control 4? You're going to see Clare has a deep integration with the Control 4 platform, offering a personalized smart home and security solution. Through C4, homeowners can control all connected devices, integrate with over 14,000 products, and of course, provide security with the new ClareOne security panel. Now, let's dive into the ClareOne solution.
ClareOne is the unification of smart wireless security and advanced smart home control. It's both a front and back end solution. And while ClareOne is the name of the security and smart home control panel, it's also the name of the full ecosystem we're going to cover. Check this out.
Meet Clare, smart security unified with smart home control and one-touch convenience to manage your entire home. Turn on the lights, adjust your thermostat, close the garage, arm your security, see who's at the door, and much more. You can speak to your Clare system through Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant and create schedules with convenient automated events, like your outside lights coming on at sunset. Get notifications based on your preferences, anywhere and at any time, such as when your security system is disarmed or your garage door is open. Close it with a single touch. Security cameras? Easy. Clare lets you check video from anywhere, at home or away, so you can always be connected. Clare works with the brands you know and trust, so your smart home can be personalized to your needs. And the Clare Home app can be further personalized for each member of the family. The ClareOne Smart Security and Smart Home Control Panel, and the Clare Home app. Life is complicated. Your home should be simple. Meet Clare, smart security.
Oops, sorry about that.
So where does ClareOne fit in the market? Well, the DIY world has grown some, but it's not as rapidly as was anticipated, and the user reviews are not always positive. Traditional alarm security providers give some integration and dip their toes into home automation. They usually offer little margin with some RMR. We started by identifying a large gap in the market between the traditional security panel solutions and more advanced home automation. On this continuum, Clare fills the gap with a truly unified smart home, smart security solution. It's an app, panel, and platform all in one. Clare is the intelligent choice over traditional security platforms as well. Its robust back-end platform and pricing model create new opportunities for dealers.
The Clare roots are in smart home control, and we have a robust catalog of drivers we've developed to control the various subsystems. This allows dealers to be more fully unified security and smart home solutions. This gives us a solid foundation of smart home control that we've unified with wireless and encrypted smart security. We work with brands customers are now using. Here's a small subsection of the brands Clare integrates with. I'm sure you'll recognize some of the brands: Sonos, Yale, Control 4, Lutron, just to name a few. So what are customers saying about the ClareOne panel? I took it right out of the box before reading the directions, plugged it in, and was blown away by how easy it was to set up. One of our dealers expressed how well everything in the ClareOne box was packaged and the image it gave to their customer when removing it from the box. As soon as the ClareOne panel fires up, it's very easy, simple to follow setup wizard awaits. What have we heard from dealers? When you factor in driver support, low-cost RMR, and overseas support, there's a strong case to add this to my lineup, if not make it primary. With voice assistant support, Further Control 4 integration and more focus on IP video integration, I'm excited to watch this unfold. Just keep in mind, Clare is a scalable system that has a place in any home. Whether installing just for the security, maybe adding a couple of lights, or having a full custom project, the ClareOne has the bases covered. One app, one panel, one platform. Let's take a look at the ecosystem. We've got the ClareOne. The panel is at the center, easy to install, easy to operate, supported by a full range of encrypted sensors for peace of mind and a couple hundred smart home drivers for robust smart home control. Clare Home, the mobile app that brings the same ClareOne experience to mobile devices. Same look and feel. On the front end, the ClareOne panel and the Clare Home app make it intuitive and easy for the users. On the back end, the FusionPro Management Platform increases dealer productivity and profit. The management platform simplifies installations and maximizes RMR. The back end starts at free for interactive smart home services, then is a low price from there, which increases dealer margins. One app, easier for all of our homeowners. The Clare Home app controls everything in the home from anywhere. The interface is consistent across all devices from panel to mobile, and it's easily personalized to each individual in the home or business. As I said earlier, it already integrates with the brands your customers are already using. The Open Clare platform integrates with hundreds of products from trusted brands like Kwikset, Sonos, Chamberlain, Yale, GE, Lutron, and many more. Future-ready design. The Clare Home application is designed for automatic updates, meaning it will always be current. One panel, an exceptional experience. The ClareOne panel steps up performance by unifying smart security with advanced smart home control, personalized for the user. Reduces installation time. Simple one-wire installation with a wizard-based setup. We auto-discover devices even after the customer has been using the panel and adds their own devices. Contemporary outside, robust technology inside. LTE radio for emergency cellular reporting, Wi-Fi, Ethernet, 433 megahertz radio for sensors, and Z-Wave Plus for smart home device integration. We are ETL listed for residential and commercial. We are mainly using homeowner examples, but the ecosystem creates solutions for small businesses as well. Let's take a deeper dive and a closer look at the panel. Starting at the top, we have the built-in camera. The camera takes a snapshot when someone arms, disarms, or changes the panel settings. The physical panel is very thin, giving a sleek, futuristic look, and when it's mounted on the wall. Looking at the interface, users have access to the smart security where they may arm, disarm, bypass, and see zone statuses. You can see the next icon is smart home access. This icon is where customers may access their smart home devices and customize their screen. Tiles are easily added and removed. At the bottom center of the panel, there is a heartbeat monitor that displays home activity history, snapshots, alarm history, and other history from devices. Next, we have the settings cog. You can access user, installer, and display options. Last, on the far right, is the emergency button. Customers can easily access panic buttons for police, fire, and auxiliary. Don't forget, the ClareOne does support up to 128 security zones and 99 users. A future update will allow multiple partitions.
The ClareOne panel connects to and controls a full line of 433 megahertz encrypted sensors. All of the ClareOne sensors were designed for exceptional range and battery life. We give a choice of mini door window sensors in both black and white and a recessed door window sensor. We also have a newly released door window with shock sensor that is increasingly popular. There are the traditional motion sensors that are pet immune, up to 55 pounds, and glass break detectors. We have wireless smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, a rate of rise heat detector, and a Z-Wave indoor siren. There's a remote security control key fob and panic pendant key fob. Outdoor door or gate sensors, a water sensor for detecting water leaks near washing machines, under sinks, or hot water heaters. And we have a 16-zone takeover module available now. While coming soon in November, we'll be releasing our wireless to wireless translator that is both a translator and repeater. This device will allow you to take over sensors from old systems like Interlogix, Qualsys, 2GIG, and more. It also repeats the signals for ClareOne wireless sensors to extend their range. The ClareOne ecosystem includes the ClareVision Plus camera line, including our latest video doorbell with a 3-megapixel camera, motion detection, and two-way voice. We also offer indoor and outdoor cameras, plus NVRs for recording if your end user requires additional storage beyond the edge recording that the cameras have with the micro SD card. The micro SD cards are available in 16, 32, 64, and 128 gigabyte options. Plus, we offer Clare lighting and thermostats, as well as garage door modules.
Let's take a look at the ClareOne Roadmap. There's an extensive list of sensors and modules available now. With the recent release of the recessed door window and glass break, all of the sensors are available. Another very popular device, the ClareOne 16-zone hardwired input module, has also been released. Continuing down the available now list, we also released a certified Control 4 driver, and we also have overseas support. For those customers looking to go hands-free, we are compatible with both Alexa and Google Home. Coming right around the corner in November, we'll be releasing the ClareOne wireless to wireless translator and repeater, a secondary keypad, ClareOne panel camera support for live streaming, an enhanced Control 4 driver, custom zone configuration, and lots of FusionPro enhancements. Looking ahead, what's in store for December and beyond? Be on the lookout for ClareOne ceiling mount 360 PIR, a door window shock sensor in brown, a deluxe secondary keypad, integrated built-in Alexa voice control directly in the ClareOne panel, more FusionPro enhancements, and a Control 4 master driver. The security panel. No communication ports are exposed, must be accessed through the network. All system passwords and ports are hidden. Communication with sensors. We use a custom encrypted protocol, 433 megahertz with AES-based encryption, including a 216-bit key, SBox, shifting and matrix multiplication, multiple packet transmission, jam detection, penetration test and security audit by Rochester Institute of Technology. It's kind of a big deal. Our encryption is top notch. You're not going to be able to hack into our system. It is a proprietary encryption. Users access the system by invitation only, making the ClareOne platform secure. It's a lot different from our previous app. We do have restrictions and security in place now with our ClareHome app for the customers. We also have redundant cloud services at AWS, keeping everything running without a hitch. Another key component making up the Clare ecosystem is FusionPro. FusionPro is the main powerful management platform. Mobile-friendly backend greatly enhances dealer productivity. Supports account setup and configuration, system installation and testing, remote diagnostics, and troubleshooting. RMR pricing designed to increase dealer profit. We'll be talking about this in a little bit. Reduced overall costs add to dealer profits. With multiple tiers, dealers can add with fee-free smart home and follow with self or professional monitoring tiers at lower cost than other security providers. FusionPro gives admins and technicians a step-by-step project setup process to ensure no critical step is missed. From account creation to linking your preferred central station, FusionPro guides technicians through the setup process all the way through customer handoff. Let's take a deeper dive into FusionPro. This screen is the dealer dashboard with a quick snapshot of their business. From this screen, dealers have visibility to all of their accounts and service plans. As you can see from the menu structure, FusionPro is very easy to navigate. From here, you have access to create accounts, administer your company, or head over to the Help Center. In FusionPro, central station relationships can be managed all within the FusionPro backend. From the company screen, it's very simple to add, edit, and remove company staff members as well. Let's take a look at the summary page for a customer. Again, it's a quick snapshot of the account. I can see that one of the devices is offline just by looking at the summary screen. Between FusionPro and SnapAV's Oversee, you have all of the remote diagnostics and troubleshooting tools necessary to avoid truck rolls. You'll also notice on this screen there are no tabs or buttons. There are tabs and buttons. Starting with summary, you work your way from the left to right to add service plans, devices, or officially onboard your customer. There's also a test tab that you can tap on and do a lot of the remote troubleshooting as well. When creating or editing a customer's account, you'll be presented with a service plan options. This is where we choose or update the plan for the customer. We'll be reviewing the plan options in just a bit. It looks like in this particular case, the Hensley family is using the interactive plan. A quick look at the Test tab. Test tab enables us to test the various devices connected to your system. You may also run connectivity tests like Wi-Fi, cellular, or Clare Cloud. If this was a new customer and everything checks out here on the Test tab, it's time for customer onboarding. Customer onboarding takes place on the next tab over. A list must be checked off before a formal invitation will be sent out to the customer. Once the customer receives the invitation, they may access the ClareOne system through the mobile app for the first time.
So Jerry, are you able to now go in and give the demo of FusionPro?
I think we can wait and do that if time allows.
Okay, great. All right, so now the question that everybody always has is, what does the back end cost? Well, nothing really. It's a free service to Clare dealers. We built the platform for dealer success. So the only costs are for monitored services, and we are keeping the dealer recurring costs low. We start with free. That's right, free for basic smart home services. This is really important in new home construction. A home buyer doesn't want to move into their new smart home and find they're paying a monthly fee. So with fees with the basic interactive tier 1, the homeowner has full control over all Clare smart features. So the home or business owner can create scenes, schedules, notifications, or automations. They do not get any remote security features, but they're able to access all of the smart home tools in the Clare system for free. There is no cost to the dealer for this level for basic interactive. The second level is Clare Interactive, which includes everything in the first package. In addition to that, they also get self-monitoring. Jerry, can you click it for me?
Yes.
So with self-monitoring, they're able to see their security devices and able to receive push notifications through our emails or text to the end user contacts. Again, they have full control of all of the Clare smart home or business automation, and then they also have local security. This package is going to cost $1 a month to the dealer. The third option that we offer is Clare Interactive Plus. This gives everything in the interactive package, but also enables professional monitoring through the central station of your choice as a dealer. That alarm reporting goes over the home's IP network. So for $3 a month is the dealer cost, you're able to have professionally monitored security as well as all of the home automation features. And then our fourth package adds the LTE. So you get everything in the Interactive Plus, as well as activating the LTE cellular services and enabling two-way voice services. The LTE card is built into the panel. That package is $5 a month to the dealer. Now, so your all-in is $5. On all the packages, the dealer determines the end user pricing. All right, so let's recap. ClareOne is not just a panel, but it's an ecosystem designed for dealer success. It's a fully unified smart home and smart security platform. It fills a large market gap and disrupts the traditional security market. It has an easy interface that's consistent across the panel and mobile devices. It's exceptionally scalable from entry level to fully custom using the Control4 upgrades. It integrates with the brands homeowners know and trust. It plays nice with DIY, preserving RMR for partners. It's voice ready with Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant built in. FusionPro makes dealers' lives easier from setup to troubleshooting. And the back-end pricing model saves dealers money and expands RMR potential. It's simple to install, taking only minutes with minimal training required. And the panel is ETL listed and complies with all relevant security standards. We also offer a 2-year warranty on all the products. So again, it's not just a panel, but an ecosystem designed for your success. It enables differentiated service offerings for both the residential and small business markets. Clare owns the market between traditional security, panel business, and advanced automation. And the platform helps drive businesses, reduce costs, and grow RMR. So before we get to questions, let's talk about next steps. And I think, Jerry, you're going to jump in with a demo before the questions, correct?
Yep, we can do that. Absolutely.
Okay. So before we get to questions, let me just run through this with you real quick, and then we will come back to this slide so you're able to see. At Snap, we do want to make the process of joining our network of dealers as easy as it is to install ClareOne. So if you're not currently a SnapAV dealer, please go to snapav.com/security and click the green sign up button to become a dealer today. For those of you on today's call that are already a part of the SnapAV family, please visit snapav.com/Clare and click Become a Dealer at the bottom of the page. Once you're enrolled, you'll want to take the ClareOne and FusionPro certification and training available on Snap University. You can also order a ClareOne kit for your office or showroom. As an added bonus, we have an ESA promotion for new dealers who join us today. Dealers who sign up with SnapAV and Clare using our ESA promo code will receive a free ClareOne 2-in-1 kit and a ClareOne video doorbell. That's a $900 value. And current SnapAV partners that sign up for Clare will receive 20% off their first purchase on all Clare products up to $1,000. These promotions will be available through the end of November.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's jump into that demo, Jerry.
All right. So I'm going to be logging into FusionPro here just to give you guys an idea of how this works. Very, very simple to navigate. Once you log in, you get right into your company, your own company. This is the screen, exactly the screen, what it's going to look like when you enter FusionPro for your first time. I've made my own little special account where I can see, my own little accounts here. But if you sign out and log into any other account, you will always just see the accounts that are in your company. You'll never see any other people's accounts. Everything is secure. So obviously you can't see other dealers' projects and they can't see yours. So on the left-hand side is the menu screen. We have home, accounts, companies, and help center. I like to start on companies. This is where you can actually go in and administrate your company. You see my company here is Clare Training. If I tap the edit button, you get a list of sub-tabs: company info, central stations, staff, and account view filters. This is where you can go in and add central station information, staff members that you may want to add, remove. Maybe you have a new technician starting. You have the ability to come into FusionPro and add your own technicians. There's also several different permissions that you can use for your staff members. This is also where you enter your central station information. The reason we add our central station information into the company section, whenever you're creating a brand new account, which would mean a ClareOne panel for a customer, we give you that a drop-down list with your central station information so that you can just select that and you don't have to type it in every single time that you want to create a brand new account. We tried to make this a streamlined process where you're not going to be typing in the same redundant information over and over again. So this is my project here. That's a demo that's next to me. So this is actually in the account with a panel that has been added. You can see it's starting to populate. I've got 10 online devices. There's one device that's offline. If I wanted to troubleshoot that device, I could go right over to devices and I could let this load and see what devices are online or offline. We also have service plans. Like you just saw in the slideshow, service plans, you can go in and go from basic, interactive, interactive plus, interactive plus LTE. You can use whichever plans that you see fit for your customer. We do have the prices we have an email and other ways to get that information so you don't have to keep it memorized. I did select the interactive plus LTE plan for the account that I'm using. You can see it's very, very easy to fill this information out. We've got monitoring services down here at the bottom. And when you go to edit your monitoring services, you can see you can just pick from a drop down from your central stations that you previously added in your company information. Very, very simple to program. If you're activating your cellular, that's just as simple. You would tap edit. I'm not going to deactivate, but this would say activate. You tap it and you're good to go. So the way that this whole thing is laid out from left to right is the way that you're going to be doing your programming in FusionPro. It's very streamlined. It's very easy. It's simple to follow along. And like I said, you can see what devices are online, what devices are offline. If you wanted to add security contacts or maybe check signal strength for a sensor, I can click edit here. And you'll see that all of my contacts that are connected to the panel will populate on this screen. You have advanced configurations. If you wanted to go in here and adjust property settings, change PIN numbers, change the name, or anything like that, you can do so. I can see my signal strengths are populating here. If I wanted to do any type of editing to a sensor, you can tap edit and all of your properties for that sensor are available. You can add security zones or any other devices as well. If I go back to devices and add, you can do access, which is, MyQ garage door openers, Z-Wave garage door openers, Z-Wave door locks and such. And the list goes on. Cameras, climate, lighting, music. This is how you would add all of those different devices. Also, let's keep in mind, FusionPro is readily available. You can use it on any mobile device. So when you're doing your programming, you don't have to lug around a laptop. You can bring your mobile device, whether it's an Android or iPhone, and open it up with your browser. And you'll be able to do everything that I'm showing you here on the computer. The test tab is what we were talking about earlier. If you run all these tests, you'll see that you'll get a checkbox by every one of these. You can also run these tests from the actual ClareOne panel itself. So we tried to make it, so anything that you can do in front of your ClareOne panel when doing your setup and configuration, you could do the same thing through FusionPro. It really is just a back-end management tool to get in there and do anything that you want to do. Instead of being in front of the panel, you can do everything remotely. So onboarding, this is a tab where once you're done with your installation, you can go down, check all these boxes in your list, make sure that you've done all of the necessary work. and you invite your customer to use the access the system for the first time. This automatically sends out an invitation to the email that you used when you set up the customer's account. They tap on the invitation and they'll be able to download the Clare Home app from the Google Play Store or App Store and log in for the first time. One other thing, I want to jump back here to the summary. You also have the ability to go right into Oversee from this screen. You can get into Oversee, and for those that aren't familiar with Oversee, Oversee is a proprietary SnapAV networking dashboard. It's a great tool, especially if you're doing a lot of networking work, with routers, access points. So what it is you can get in, create yourself a login, add your customers, and you can add devices like the ClareOne panel, routers, access points, things like that. And you can manage all of those devices from their dashboard. I'm just going to click here and show you what that looks like. So in Oversee here, click on my account. I can see I've just got one device connected. There's a Click Mini, which is one of our legacy controllers. But you can easily go in here, add whatever devices, and if you're using an Oversee device that has Oversee built in, you'll be able to see all of the different networking devices or whatever's connected to your network. Here's a look at the ClareOne Tech Services back at the office. You can see from here, if I tap on it, you can easily go in here. You can reboot the system. You can set up notifications if something should go wrong or if the panel goes offline. You can even go back and launch FusionPro from here. So you can go back and forth. So in summary, between Oversee and FusionPro, you've got the bases covered as far as doing remote diagnostics and troubleshooting. You can set up notifications. You can run tests. You can do pretty much everything you will need to do, which will save you time and money. And one last thing I want to point out here is on Clare Controls, we have a great brand new support page where you can actually fill out applications. You can get some training. Our help centers here. If you're a current dealer or if you're becoming a dealer, it's a great way to submit tickets, contact sales. There's an education webinar similar to what we're doing. It's just a really great page. So I just wanted to point that out. All right, it looks like we've got some time left here. Do we want to open this up for questions?
Absolutely, I can get started. We have a lot in the queue here. So do you have a combo CO2 and smoke?
We do not have a combo detection. They are just single standalone units. Yes.
Okay. And will it work with DSC 433? Do you know?
It will work if you're using the wireless to wireless translator. That's going to be coming out by the end of the year. That is one of the sensors that will be compatible with that device.
Okay. Do you need two apps, one for ClareOne and the other for the doorbell?
Right now, we do have two apps. One app is ClareVision Plus, which is used to actually bring that doorbell online when you scan the QR code. But the Clare Home app where the ClareOne panel is, and you can operate remotely, we do stream the doorbell to that app as well. It's a good question.
Okay. And then does the dealer supply their own central station, or is that something that you recommend?
That's a great question too. So yes, matter of fact, the way that the Clare Controls central station monitoring works, once you've chosen your service plan, if it's one of the top two service plans, which would be the Interactive Plus or the Interactive Plus LTE, you do need to pick a central station because Clare Controls does forward those alarms to your central station of choice. And to get even more technical, we do use Contact ID, which is the protocol for the alarm delivery. And on top of that, we do need a receiver number from your central station to make that happen. Matter of fact, we do have a whole list of about 100 supported central stations that you can get to. If you just go to clarecontrols.com, go to help and type in central stations, you'll find a whole list there of ones that we're compatible with.
Okay. If the dealer has poor LTE in the area, what device should they add?
If they have port LTE in the area, we know that sometimes it's a Verizon LTE card, SIM card that's built into every one of the panels. And we do realize that some areas, not many, but some areas are not too savvy with Verizon. So what we're doing is we're making some hardware modifications and changes. And I believe you're going to be able to use an AT&T or a different cellular card in the near future, probably next year, at the beginning of next year. So I don't know if I'm answering your question or not, but yeah.
Okay. Baird, I hope that answers your question. If you want to elaborate, I'd be happy to pitch a follow-up. Is the panel compatible with Resound or Nuvo?
It is not compatible with either one of those, but we do work with Autonomics, which is a SnapAV product, or was. We work with Sonos and Hios.
And does the panel have a camera built in?
It does have a camera built into the top, which will actually take snapshots when you arm, disarm, or access the panel properties and settings.
Is the panel capable of dial-up?
Actually, it does use DTMF when it sends contact ID to the central station.
Okay, we've got more here. When will the wireless translator be available?
That's supposed to be available, I believe, next month. I'm pretty sure that's the date on our timeline is next month.
Okay. On the different packages that you had talked about earlier, is there a cost for central station in addition to the $3 and $5 a month?
That's exactly right. So you would, if you pick one of the central station monitoring tiers, you do have to pay either the $3 or $5 to Clare Controls from the dealer. Plus, in addition to that, you do pay whatever your central station account fee is. So typically, you're going to be under $10 when it's all said and done, even if you pick the highest tier.
Okay. And does the homeowner have remote access to cameras and or automation components with the basic plan that you had reviewed?
They have everything. They have access to everything except the security. So if you're on the basic plan and you're away from the house and you open up the Clare Home app, you'll have everything in there. Everything, I mean, thermostats, locks, lights, etc., except the security icon. So you won't be able to remotely arm, disarm, see zone statuses. You also can't do self-monitoring with that plan. That's when you pick the interactive plan, if you want to be able to do all of that, what I just described.
Okay. What are the differences between the Control4 driver versions, current, enhanced, and master?
Good question. So we wanted to have a driver available when the panel was released back in the early summer. So the first one doesn't have all the bells and whistles. The first iteration of the driver basically is just being the ability to be auto-discovered for the ClareOne panel, but you can also arm, disarm, see zone statuses, and you can also trigger events or scenes in Control4. The next, as the versions come and as the enhancements, as they build out the driver, you're going to be able to see more and more devices on the Clare side. Like if you wanted to integrate a MyQ garage door opener and be able to see that through the Control4 interface and maybe some Z-Wave devices and things like that, we're adding those to the driver as well. So that's going to be added to that Control4 driver.
Thanks, Jerry. I'm going to give you a moment to breathe here. I know I drilled you with a lot of them. Jana, could you talk a little bit more about the promotion that you had mentioned on the last slide? There are a couple folks here who say, how do they get access to the deal? And if they are a brand new dealer but haven't ordered their first system yet, how can they take part in the promotion that you had talked through?
Yeah, great question. You can email me directly, Jana, Jana, .scherer, SHERER, @snapav.com, and I can help you get the promotion process.
Okay. How will the translator device work with competing brand devices? What are the limitations that you know of?
I'll take that one. So it's going to be very similar to other takeover modules. I know that we did discuss some of the takeover sensors that it's going to be compatible with, DSC, 2 gig, and a couple of other ones. This repeater, it also acts as a repeater. So if you're using the Clare sensors in a large home, maybe there's a couple floors, it'll act as a repeater so that, you'll be able to have a larger area if you're, have a spread out home or sensors that are too far away from the panel. So in comparison, I'd say that it's very close to some of our competitors' takeover modules, and it does take over very similar sensors as far as the frequencies that we work with for that device.
Will the translator work with DSC Neo wireless?
It does not work with the DSC Neo. It does work with the DSC Power Series, which is the 433 megahertz encrypted sensors. Good question.
Okay. Is there a 120 volt smoke detector?
120 volt smoke detector. I don't know the answer to that, but I can certainly check that out for you.
Stephen, we will connect you with Jerry to get the answer to that one for you after the webinar.
Absolutely. And actually, I can actually answer that now. We don't have a wired smoke detector. It's not 120 volt. They're all battery operated and wireless.
Okay. Is there a desktop application for Clare Home?
There is not. The closest thing we really have to that is, you can get into FusionPro, which you can do most of your programming, but we do not have a computer or like an interface on a TV to be able to access your smart home control. It's all done through apps.
Do you need a specific license to install Clare? If so, do you have any more information on what kind of requirements there are?
I'll take that one. So if you're using Clare strictly for home automation and you're not planning to utilize any of the security components that are life safety, like the alarm components, no, you don't need a license in any of the states that I'm aware of. If I'm incorrect, please somebody let me know. If you are going to be using the security components, states do require licensing. So it would depend on what state you're in and what their license laws are for that.
Thank you. Beside Z-Wave, what other lighting control systems are supported by the platform?
Great question. We do support a few other lighting systems other than Z-Wave. The Lutron RA2, Lutron Homeworks, Crestron, believe it or not, Vantage Lighting, PulseWorks. I think there's one more out there. We are doing Lutron Caseta. Right now we're creating a driver for that because we've had a lot of people asking for that as well. So yeah, we have a good 6 or 8 different lighting platforms we're compatible with.
Okay. When will the hardwire zone board be available? I have customers with existing security systems.
That has been released, I believe, about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. But I don't know the availability right now if you were to order it. I'm not sure. I'd have to, the stock, in other words, I'm not sure what the stock is on it.
Got it. Does the smoke and rate of rise have a UL or FM certification?
I believe they're all UL rated, all of the security devices.
Does the system have any smartwatch integrations?
You can get notifications to your smartwatch, but the app doesn't actually run as a standalone app on the smartwatch.
Does ClareOne support digital keys to access doors using a mobile app?
No. The closest thing we can do with that is if you have a Z-Wave lock, for instance, you can actually go in and change PIN numbers and things like that. But there is no digital lock like that.
Okay, and can the panel work with an Alula outdoor siren?
The panel can work with any external siren, as there is a connection for, it's a contact connection. It's a relay where any powered siren will work. It doesn't matter if it's what brand it is. As long as it's a powered siren, you can connect it to the back of the ClareOne panel.
Okay. Do you allow any basic interactive demo accounts for office training or in-house training?
We will typically work with builders, sales centers, and if you're doing a demonstration or something in your office and such, if you let us know, we do have paper, a form that you can fill out where we will waive the fees if you're, like I said, working with builders, doing sales centers models, and if you're doing a demo, we can take care of that.
For August lock customers, what features are available to tie into the Clare system?
It's pretty much a standalone integration to just the August lock, where you can lock and unlock. It doesn't really go beyond, our driver doesn't go beyond just the normal unlocking and locking services with the August.
Are there device visibility limitations for Clare devices on Control 4?
Right now there are with the current driver, which is the first driver release. The only thing you can see in the Control 4 platform right now with the driver is the security panel. So if you had Z-Wave lights, thermostats, locks, things like that, you will not be able to see those through the Control 4 platform right now until the next Control 4 driver version is released.
Do you know if there are any planned support for Zigbee devices such as Hue and other sensors?
We are, if you're talking Philips Hue, I know that we're doing an integration to that again, because we've had a lot of dealers asking about it.
Okay.
But we don't have any plans on integrating Zigbee radio into the ClareOne platform.
Okay. In FusionPro, when will dealers be able to delete inactive or delete customers?
Somebody that's been using the panel. Hopefully soon. We're actually going to be updating FusionPro, and I think either next week or the week after. I know there's going to be release notes. Hopefully that's in there as well. I know that that's a big deal, so we're taking care of it.
Okay. Do you have a builder program to have homes set up on an LTE plan while they wait to be sold so they can work as a standalone security device? And what would the cost be associated with that?
We do. We have an LTE, so you can actually set this panel up for that very reason. If you have a sales center, a model home, working with a builder that doesn't have any type of networking available in the home yet, because maybe it hasn't been sold, whatever, you can set the panel up on LTE. The fee from us would be $5, but then if you, of course, if you're doing central station monitoring, it'll be that on top of the $5. Say though, but with that LTE connection not only passes alarm data to the central station, you can also arm, disarm, turn on lights. You can do everything except stream cameras over that LTE connection. So it's really a full connection to the panel. So it's, you know, it's not just the alarm data being passed through the LTE connection.
Before we wrap up with our experts, if you have any remaining questions, please feel free to type them into the Q&A portion of your control panel. If you're watching on Facebook Live, comment, and I will ensure we pose those questions. Give you just a moment here longer to type anything further you might have.
I see there's a question that came in moments ago about Logitech Harmony remotes, and we do not have plans on working with the Logitech Harmony. With the ClareOne panel, we've stopped doing what we call entertainment devices, which would be home theaters, Apple TVs, Blu-ray players, things like that. And that's part of the reason we use the Control 4 as an upsell opportunity to be able to use remotes and things like that. And then, of course, use the ClareOne as the security panel, which gets automatically populated with the certified Control 4 driver. So you kind of get the best of both worlds doing that. There's another one here. Am I correct to say if we use the LTE from Clare, we would not need to connect to central station LTE service? Use the LTE from Clare. If you're using the LTE from Clare, you still need to be monitored by a central station. Otherwise, your alarms have nowhere to go. You can use LTE to connect to the panel remotely. But if it's a professionally monitored system, you're definitely going to want to have a central station to push those alarms to.
What monitoring and management will be available through Oversee?
So Oversee is a spectacular program that gives, it's a cloud-based program that gives visibility to everything you connect to a network. Jerry, I actually other than being able to see its connectivity to the network. Jerry, do you know, have you seen it on Oversee?
Yeah, I'm actually, if my screen is still shared.
It is.
Yep. So you can actually add your panel to Oversee using the MAC address and the serial number. Once it's in Oversee, you can reboot the panel. You can check the online status. You can even set up notifications. So, if something happened to my panel, if it, went down, or if it was having network interruptions or something, I could automatically set up notifications to my email. So I would be proactive and know ahead of time if something happened at a customer's location. So like I was alluding to earlier, between FusionPro Dashboard and Oversee, I mean, you're not going to miss out on much. You're going to know everything that's going on with that panel. Most of the time, you'll know before the customer knows, which is great. So if you did have to roll a truck or call them, you could even say, hey, it looks like you're having some trouble with your networking and so on. It just makes it a lot easier than having customers call you saying, hey, something's not working properly. So I think it's pretty extensive, the networking and troubleshooting remotely you can do from Oversee paired with FusionPro.
Are there any possible integrations with Crestron and or URC Total Control?
We have, we work with Crestron Lighting currently, which is just you take an RSD file from your Crestron programming and import it into one of our tools. We do work with URC remotes, but no one's typically going to be using them anymore just because we're not doing entertainment. But I do know that in the near future, we are releasing an API for FusionPro where you'd probably be able to write a driver to control the security panel. But this is future, we haven't started anything like that yet. But we are planning on having an API to be able to arm, disarm, and see zone statuses for third-party systems.
Do you know of any plans to integrate with Savant?
Same thing applies. When we open this up, you should be able to write an integration or driver to arm, disarm, see zone statuses and things.
You talked a little bit earlier about the snapshots for arming and disarming in the control panel. Are they available to view through FusionPro?
They are not. No, you cannot view a customer's snapshots from their panel through FusionPro.
Is there a standalone panel to control the system in the home beside using the main panel?
So if you're talking about a secondary or an auxiliary panel, we do have one. It's a 7-inch touchscreen. But as I mentioned on the timeline, we have a deluxe panel coming out, which looks exactly like the ClareOne panel, kind of without the brain, which you'll be able to use that as a secondary panel as well. But right now, today, we do have a 7-inch touchscreen that you can use for an aux or a secondary panel.
Are you able to kill power or functionality to the alarm panel if a client is not paying their invoices?
If they're not paying your invoices, it's actually pretty easy. You would just go into the customer's account in FusionPro and change their service plan to basic, and they would no longer be able to access their security through the app. So, yeah.
When will the video for cameras show up on the panel?
That's going to be probably in the next ClareOne release, which is due out in about, I think, 2 weeks or so. Right now, you can stream them to your ClareHome app, but you cannot stream them to the ClareOne panel. It's a good question.
Does the panel currently have the capability to stream a live feed from the doorbell or other cameras in the home?
That's also in our timeline to be able to do two-way intercom and streaming from the Clare Video doorbell to the panel. It's in the works right now.
Do you know how long the batteries typically last?
The battery, as far as the time that it lasts without, if the power goes out, or how long the battery actually lasts years wise. I think I know both. So if there's a power outage, it'll work for 24 hours plus 4 minutes because you'll rate it to be over 24 hours. The battery is supposed to last, I think, 10 or 15 years before you have to replace it. They do sell batteries on SnapAV as well as a separate part. So you do have access to order them.
So I just want to be cognizant of everyone's time. I know we're going a little over. I will get these remaining few questions over to Jerry and Jenna from Clare and Snap. I thank you very much for jumping on with us today and walking through the presentation. I think it was very helpful. We certainly have a lot of questions and interest and engagement in what y'all are showing dealers and integrators. So I appreciate your time. Want to thank everybody on the call and remind you that the call was recorded and that a video to this presentation will be available and sent out in the ESA newsletter tomorrow and up on the website. With that, I wish you all the best and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes, thank you so much.